Listen, bro. It's a different type of greedy when you a millionaire. You buying Lamborghinis, you got businesses, you getting your body done, and you decide that you want to go on government Medicaid. You decided that you was gonna fill out an application or call on the phone and tell them people you made $2,000. 2,000 for you to get free Medicaid. It's not like they got good doctors. It's not like Medicaid send you to the best providers. It's not like none of that shit happened. I'm talking about I'd rather pay for private insurance any day when it comes to the healthcare system, as jacked up as it is. And you decided that you was gonna do that. Like, that's a different type of greed. Your ass supposed to be in jail. And most scammers, because I'm quite sure if you scammed on the Medicaid fraud, you probably was scamming to be a millionaire, which is no shade, but I'm just saying you gotta pick and choose your battles, baby. And greed. It's the root of all evil. But y'all know what to do. Get in the comments. Let's go. And she in Louisiana, y'all. They might let her go mistakenly because you know they jails is just dumb. But I don't know if she in the feds or not. But when I tell you, this was not smart. This was one of the dumbest criminals. Like, you was the donkey of the day, as they would say on the other show. But y'all know what to do.
This woman allegedly made $9 million with multiple businesses, but she still allegedly commits fraud. Let's talk about it. Authorities say that 35-year-old Candace Taylor of Slidell, Louisiana, misrepresented her income for years to qualify for Medicaid. On paper, she claims that she's barely scraping by, but in reality, investigators are alleging that her businesses were bringing in millions. She first applied for Medicaid in 2019 under the name Candace Sailor. Okay, instead of Taylor, she is also going by Sailor. And with this name, she was reporting just $1,900 every 2 weeks. So that application was denied, but less than a year later, she reapplied again, allegedly continuing to hide her real income. Now, between 2020 and 2024, investigators say that her businesses raked in over $9.5 million. In 2020 alone, while she claimed no income, bank records show nearly $500,000 in deposits. Instead of struggling to get by, Taylor allegedly made luxury purchases over $45,000 in Audi payments, a six-figure cashier's check to buy real estate. She purchased high-end jewelry, even had cosmetic surgery. If you're struggling to get by and you can't afford anything, you wouldn't be doing any of these things, and surgery would probably be the last thing on your list of purchases. And then here's the kicker. A 2022 Lamborghini Urus, okay? She wired $100,000 to a car dealership and later made a $13,000 payment toward the Lamborghini. Adding fuel to the fire here, she even flaunted her luxury lifestyle on social media. Meanwhile, she reapplied for Medicaid. So she was struggling. It got even worse for her. She claimed she made $2,000 a month. And of course, she conveniently left out her business empire. Now, authorities issued an arrest warrant charging her with government benefits fraud. She was booked into East Baton Rouge Parish Prison, and the investigation is still ongoing. And the worst thing about this is that she told on herself because she was flaunting everything on social media. Had she not done that, it would have taken longer to catch her had she not posted everything on social media. But you know what? She probably could not help herself. She probably had to show off all of her things. And guess what? The government is watching, and the government knows when there's a digital trail and you're leaving digital evidence behind. She's been pretending to be struggling and applying and getting Medicaid. This woman has reportedly made over $9 million with multiple businesses, which is amazing. She still decides to commit fraud by signing up for Medicaid and pretending she's struggling. And if she's trying not to tell on herself, she's not doing a good job. She posted everything on social media. She's doing a terrible job of hiding that she's struggling, especially by buying a brand new Lamborghini. Exactly. You know, some people think that government agencies are so stupid, they're not going to check your social media. This is just ridiculous.
So, 35-year-old Candace Taylor may be doing some Fed time. She done said she needed Medicaid all while collecting $9.5 million from multiple businesses. Girl, if you a hustler, just say you a hustler. You could have gave classes on that. And I think that 9.5 could have easily been 10 or $11.5 million. How is you bringing in $9.5 million with a Lamborghini and needing Medicaid? Girl, they done found you out. So she is from Slidell, Louisiana. She is over at the East Baton Rouge prison at this time, and she might be there for a little while till they get over to the feds, because it's sounding like fed time. So she applied for Medicaid back in 2019, claiming that her income was only $1,900 every 2 weeks, and she had no dependents. And she applied under her alias of Candace Saylor. They went ahead and denied that claim back in 2019, but feeling confident, applied again in 2020 and was approved. Now, they say from January of 2020 to December of 2024, she operated multiple businesses, bringing in $9.5 million. Baby, that's a hustler if I ain't seen one before. Now, they say they have records to show she was getting deposited up to almost $500,000 at one time. They also say she made a payment of $45,000 to ID Finance, and they say she was making withdrawals via a cashier's check in the sum of over 6 figures for things like cosmetic, luxury items, surgery, jewelry, real estate. Baby, she was living it up. She was living her best life. Now, the kicker is she's also being accused of transferring $100,000 to an exotic car dealership for a Lamborghini. She also authorized a debit card purchase in the amount of $13,000 towards that Lamborghini, which was a 2022 model. So they said she was posting her lavish lifestyle on Facebook and Instagram. So they started watching her, and they was like, things are not adding up. Baby, they didn't got her on charges of government benefit fraud, and she going to the feds for that one. That one, you know how the feds be. They pull up with their stuff in order. Yeah, feds is not the worst way to go. Neither is the best way to go. Don't go to either one. But if you're going, make sure you go to the feds, okay? But good luck with that.
And why is she taking resources from people who really need it? That's what bugs me about this. They're calling her the Medicaid millionaire. Imagine working hard on your businesses. They start doing really well. You make millions of dollars. You're on top of the world, but you need more. You need to commit fraud. Do you really need this Medicaid? Allegedly, she's had beauty procedures, treatments, she's buying cars, she's living a very wealthy lifestyle, but still decides to do this.
Somebody explain to me why somebody with a business that's making well into the millions would go to jail yesterday for Medicaid fraud. That's right. She went to jail for Medicaid fraud. In 2019, they say she tried to get Medicaid benefits, claiming that she was making $1,900 bi-weekly at her business. She was denied. 2020, she goes in again and claims again. She claims that she's making no money. Then she claims that she also has dependents now. So she lied. She said she has children and she's making no money. Now she gets approved for Medicaid. But you got to explain to me how somebody that gets approved for Medicaid not only is a millionaire, you're running a millionaire business, making good profit off this business. Not only that, you went about your Lamborghini. Then you had the audacity to have plastic surgery done. Do you know all these records are attainable by, the authorities and all this stuff? Well, that's what she did. She took it upon herself to have plastic surgery done, to get a Lamborghini. I think the Lamborghini was worth well over $100,000. Plastic surgery was done. This lady also had over $450,000 or $480. I can't remember right now, but over $400,000 in a bank account. Can you imagine how these people are feeling to know that somebody like that got over on them? They got over on them. She got over them big time because she's got Medicaid benefits. A millionaire has got accepted for Medicaid benefits, and I know people that are struggling out here. They can't get a dime for Medicaid, Medicare, food stuff. They can't get nothing. You understand me? But this lady in Baton Rouge figured out how to crook the system. My question is Candace, if you're making $1 million and you can afford to drive around in a Lamborghini and also get plastic surgery, then not only that, you had an Audi too, and you bought properties, you're really wealthy. Why in the world would you take it upon yourself to try to fraud the government out of Medicaid benefits as if they weren't going to find out? I mean, baby, you could afford your own medical insurance, all that stuff like that. You could have did that yourself.
It's the stupidest thing I ever heard, because anyone who is doing that well wants to keep that going. They don't want any chance of getting caught doing something illegal like this. And this makes me question her legitimate businesses. How legitimate are they then? Is she doing this within her businesses? I don't know. That's just my opinion. It just makes me question that. I'm not saying they're not legitimate. I'm not saying they are. I'm just saying, I have questions.
You don't often see this level of abuse in the system. Someone who would lie over and over again about her eligibility and then go out and buy a Lamborghini and plastic surgery, that's pretty flagrant fraud. We spend a lot of money on these programs, and they are supposed to be helping people who cannot afford that medical care on their own. This is someone who very clearly was making a lot of money and could afford to obtain insurance.
This case isn't just about one woman. It's about the cracks in a system that lets wealth hide behind paperwork. And while she's facing serious charges, the real question is how many others are playing the same game. Justice isn't just about catching one, it's about fixing the loopholes that let this happen in the first place.
From Slidell, Louisiana, has been stealing funds from the government, the state of Louisiana. She lied and said she only made $2,000 a month and she need government assistance. Well, how did she get government assistance if she's a millionaire? She went ahead and misspelled her name on every application. The state of Louisiana started monitoring her and found out that she was buying a Lamborghini, an Audi, and she was able to afford plastic surgery. Now, how can you afford plastic surgery if you on government assistance? So what happened was they did an investigation and arrested her. So let me tell y'all something. Y'all who got those PPP loans and lied about these different businesses that y'all didn't have, the government is going to catch up to y'all and y'all going to go to jail. It might not be the day of tomorrow, but eventually they're going to get you. Two people that you don't play with. The government and God. Like, you have successful businesses, girl. You could have just went, bam, make business. You already got the money. So why steal from the less fortunate people? Somebody could have used those benefits. So yeah, so we wait for more information to come out about this case, but she has been arrested, y'all. Candace Taylor, 35-year-old Medicaid millionaire.
Anyway, let me know what you think about this one down below in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.